Hello, good
We're live.
evening.
Good evening indeed. How's your week
Yes.
going?
Oh, it is going. Oh my God, it's Wednesday. Okay,
Yeah.
we're halfway
Yeah.
there.
Quicker than quick. It's always fast.
It's something about those days or those weeks where you realize, like, wait, it's Thursday. It's not
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know you work too hard. You need a break. So, hey, everyone who is tuning in, whether you're watching the show live or you are playing it back, you're spinning the block. I am your girl, Simplee Bree, and right next to me, I have.
I'm Jackson. Jackson. That's Jackson on TikTok and all other social media. Yeah, this is gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
right there, right down below.
Yeah,
So,
that's it. Yeah.
make sure you guys check him out, check out his content. So, before we bring on our guest tonight, Jackson, who is Jackson? Who are you, sir?
Man, that is quite the question. So I am Jackson, a believer, father, fashion enthusiast. You might be able to tell by the jacket, and
Yes.
also a relationship coach, dating coach. It is a very important thing in my life to see people with people who are aligned. So maybe a part of my life's work. We'll see, but either way, that's me.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys meet Jackson. And then, of course, I am your girl, Simplee Bree. I am a podcaster, content creator. Um, my content consists of dating advice, dating experiences, baking for some odd reason. That's something new, gardening, and everything else that I feel I can do and I want to show others. So definitely check me out. I am also on The Single and the Coach. I am the single. And now we have this show, Let's Be Honest. So let's get into what Let's Be Honest is all about and why it came about. So I will explain. Let's Be Honest is here to tackle those uncomfortable conversations where it's not necessarily blaming anyone or pointing the finger, but if anything, helping people have those uncomfortable conversations while holding yourself accountable. Because I feel like in society, it's really easy to not take ownership of whatever it is that you're going through, whatever issues, concerns. It's easier to pass the buck to somebody else and say, tag, you're it. You're the problem. So, with tonight's topic, which is, let's be honest, sometimes you're the problem. We're going to dive into that and what does that look like? And we will not be doing it by ourselves. Joining us from the Liquor Talk podcast, we have our guest, Vic, in the building. Hey, Vic.
What's happening? What's happening? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes. How are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing good. I'm grateful to be here. I'm happy to be on the season premiere of Let's Be Honest. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. So, Vic, listen, we are excited to have you, but I know you. Jackson knows about you. I want you to tell the people who you are as well as about your podcast.
Uh, Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor Jones. I'm a podcast host. I like Bree. I'm like Bree. I'm single as well. And I talk about everything under the sun. Whatever I feel like expertise in because life be life, and so. And on Liquor Talk, we have the same conversations, just with some sips of liquor, whatever drink you like, and also for the people that don't drink, we have those conversations as well. On the podcast, you get some of everything. You just never know. One week we talking to a sex coach, and the next week we talking to a financial advisor. So you never know. So that's a little about who I am, and that's a little about Liquor Talk podcast. So
That's awesome. I am
Welcome, welcome.
excited to have you on. I always get a little nervous when you mix liquor and talking and cameras because
honestly, that the truth comes out. You know, your real feelings come out. I don't know if y'all saw that episode of Abbott Elementary when Janine was going off the liquor and she started telling everybody how she felt. That's the goal of Liquor Talk, to have the real conversations without the liquor.
Yeah, that could go one of two ways, either good or bad. So,
Most times
well,
it's gone
that's
good, and it's
awesome.
most times it's gone good, and if it's gone bad, they just not invited back to the show.
Respect.
I mean, the truth, they call it the truth serum. So, well, speaking of truth serum, let's be honest. Have you guys ever identified a situation where you were like, you know what? That was my fault. That's on me. That's not them. That's on me. And if so, what was the situation, or what was it that you identified as? What were you? How were you the problem? Basically,
Hmm.
I
A
know how
guest
this
to go
goes.
first.
Yes, come on, Vic.
Okay. There's sometimes I can admit I was the problem. That's no problem because I'm man enough to admit that hey, sometimes I'm the problem, and sometimes we just fall short, and you just gotta do better from it. Now, a time where I was the problem was I was seeing somebody. They canceled on me, and I thought it was for a dumb reason. Now, in Florida, we do get hurricanes, and we were under a hurricane watch, and the person was just like, "Hey, can we just reschedule?" Um, and I'm thinking like, no, because I done cleaned up my place. I done got your favorite. You told me what you like to drink, so I got your favorite drink for you. I think we can hit a bar, and then if the bars are closed, I had no problem in cooking us something. And my mindset is, if I tell you I want to see you, I'm gonna move heaven and hell to see you. I'm gonna make sure my end of the deal is held up. But instead of just waiting to respond, and once I pulled over, I kind of responded while I was driving, and the person took it for, oh, he has an attitude because I responded with like short sentences and stuff. I didn't really give a long explanation. I could have just said something like, "Oh, that's no problem." I'm just like, okay, like, and they're thinking like he maybe have an attitude about it, but looking back at it, I should have just, like I said, I should have just pulled over, talked about it, and then once I once I was settled, I should just respond like, "Hey, that's no problem. We can reschedule." But the problem is, I can admit sometimes I look for me in other people. I expect me out of others, and that's the biggest thing I've had to learn in dating as well. Like, you can't expect what you do out of others. You just gotta expect the unexpected, or just set the bar really low.
Mm.
Not set the bar really low.
I
Wait
don't
a
know what else
minute,
to
Vic.
say, man. I don't know what else to say about this dating pool out here, man. I'm lost for words. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying.
Man, listen.
So you got a
I
pulse check. All right, let's go.
see. This is why I send voice messages the way I do. And Bree has been witness. I was sending 3-4 minute voice messages in a minute just to make sure I had everything across how I wanted to come across. And even then, it can still go poorly. So you tried, bro. You tried.
I mean, and it's hard to really tell someone's tone and how they're stating how they feel in the anger or the anima. You can't tell anything
Mhm.
in a text message.
Not
And
really. Yeah.
I think that that's a really big issue, especially when you are trying to date, you're trying to meet up with someone. I tell you one thing I get really upset about is getting lost while trying to make it to a first date because I hate to be late.
Mm.
I don't want someone to think, oh, this person doesn't have good time management, what? So when I find myself getting lost, I get frustrated. I see red. And Lord forbid if the person texts me like, "Hey, I'm here." Oh my God, yeah, I'm ready to cancel the date. So, Jackson, what about you? What is an aha moment where you're like, "Yeah, my bad."
Man, it's kind of similar. Like I used to be super strict, really, really strict about any kind of like plans, texting back. I super strict about those. I back in the days of like, hey man, you don't double text nobody, man. They got to get back to you, pretty quick. And it would be easy to assume that this is before I was actually busy. It's easy to assume that someone else is like blowing you off or they're playing a game, like a timer game. Oh, I'm gonna text them back in an hour, 2 hours. And now the game was you got to text them back in 2 hours as well or longer. After a certain age, certain time, you just get tired of the games. And honestly, I let myself out of it. You know what? I'm gonna reply exactly when I want to reply back. If I reply back in 10 minutes after I put this down, then fine. but it was my fault for playing the game at all, in my opinion. So that's what I would say is my fault. Like, just be me all throughout. Don't change myself for nobody, even if the game is being played over there.
I never quite understand. I never understand that whole, if I give you my phone number, it takes you like 2 days to reach out. It's like, why ask for the phone number in the first place?
Yeah, I don't.
And
I've never
Jackson, you're a dating
understood
coach.
I've never understood those time limits either. They were because I remember coming up, they were like, "Oh, the 3 day rule." I'm like, if you like somebody, freaking go for it. Can I cuss on here or no?
It depends on what you say.
I'm just like, go for it. Like, life is too short to be sitting around waiting for the 3 day rule or the 1 day rule. If you like that person, go for it. Now, if like, just go for it because you never know what's gonna happen. Like, if the person like you, they'll make an exception because that's one thing I've learned. The person, if they really like you, they will
Yeah.
make the exception for you.
Correct.
Yeah. That whole, the time thing, and you make time for who you want. I mean, I definitely get that, but sometimes it's hard because you want to make time for someone, but sometimes you get caught up in doing a million and one things. So, um, my my bad. I used to jump to conclusions really fast back in the days before I did this healing process. I will cut you off in a heartbeat. Like, oh, I gave you my phone number. It takes you a million and one days to reach out. Okay, when you do reach out, I'm going to block you because what took you so long? Or if you say something that I don't like, let's say you are coming up with many excuses
Mhm.
as to why we can't hang out, block, not trying to deal with it. If you're trying to go back and forth and, want to debate or have an argument, block, not dealing with it. And then I had to realize that everybody communicates differently. Everybody, I can't find myself in them, right? I want someone to communicate the way that I communicate, but that's not how the world works. Sometimes you got to give people time. You got to be patient. You got to be understanding. You have to give them grace. And back in the days, I was not trying to hear any of that whatsoever. So, shout out to the audience. So, we got Corey in the building. Shout outs to Corey and the gang because I'm sure the others are watching as well. We have Special in the building. That's my older brother. He is a faithful network fan supporter. He says we need 90s love in 2026. Is that possible?
That
He-
is mission impossible. It's possible with the right person. I feel like I'm not gonna say nothing's impossible out here. It's like look who in the world we got in office. You know what I'm saying? So that should tell y'all nothing is possible.
Anything
So
is possible. Hey,
Oh my gosh. Hey, Ty. So Ty
Ty.
even says she agrees with Special. We need 90s love in 2026. Okay. I the thing was, I don't think people were doing mental health maintenance in the 90s.
No.
I don't think that they were really paying attention to the red flags in the 90s. I think now we're more equipped to spot and identify uh-ohs in areas where, okay, should I continue to get to know this person, or this person is going ruin my credit and get me locked up. So, I mean, if we had 90s love in 2026, I still think people wouldn't be happy.
Maybe not fully. I don't even know if they were actually happy.
Right.
It just sound good. but
Hmm.
but that's the thing about the world then, right? Like, it we weren't in this age of information. There's so much more that we know about things, and it's about behaviors and the red flags that we should see. Because I'm from a small town.
Yeah.
I'm sure that 90s love almost exists around there still, just because they're in their bubble. So they're in this cut off bubble in a sense. But no, anybody who's actually paying attention to the world, you got to be real honest around here. Real
Yeah.
honest to get that 90s love feel, probably.
Yeah. I know Vic and I were talking about this because a lot of people tend to reference the old school love, the old school relationships. I want that love that my grandparents had. And they don't understand that a lot of those relationships were forced. Like the
Mm.
women, they had to tend to the household because the men were the breadwinners. And so they had to deal with him stepping out and having multiple families. They put up with it. So just because they were together for 30, 40 years doesn't mean that they were happy, and as I said to Victor, sometimes taking advice from people like that, it's like, are you really doing yourself justice? Because are they being authentic? Are they being true to themselves? Are you in it because you're settled and you don't know anything else and you don't want to start over? Or are you in it because you genuinely love them? Listen, yes, lady, old school love was toxic, but they made it look
Made it look real
good.
good. Made it sound good too. The music was amazing.
I'm thinking about it, yeah, because
The music was amazing.
you had a lot of abusers back then getting away with it. You had people
Oh yeah.
who would be abusing others. They were just getting away with it because guess what? Like Bree said, they didn't know any better and they were like too scared to step out.
Dang.
Oh, not women got too many.
That
Ty.
Ty.
Ty, you
Come
all
on
right?
now, this 2026, man.
Nah, that's Ty talking crazy, man.
Oh wait, I think that was
Huh?
I think that was Coach Todd won it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Ty talking
Oh,
crazy,
shout out,
man.
What's so if you guys had to be vulnerable for a moment, what is a hard truth that you had to accept about yourself?
I'm stern. Super stern. I can go just throw that one right there out there. I'm super stern. Gotta let up a little bit. Had to. I'll be chilling now. But oh shoot, you ain't even gotta put me on the big screen. That's it. I know I know me.
That's it.
I'm stern. And I know that there's certain things about me that I have my ways about. And I just find someone to fit those ways. I'm not trying to change nobody. I'm
Hmm.
more willing to change now too, but also I'm not trying to change anybody else.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I
about you,
agree.
Vic?
I agree with Jackson. Sometimes we can be too stern, too set in our ways, and also too understanding as well. Like, there's got to be a balance here. It's like, I understand, but you ain't gonna walk all over me either. You got to learn how to put your foot down and tell them, hey, that this is not okay. Instead of, and also I get quiet a lot too. So instead of expressing my issue in the moment, I'll just go quiet for a few days and then come back. But the one thing I've learned is like if you really like somebody, you need to let them know what's going on. Just maybe within the same day. Don't wait a long time period to to make
Right.
mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I know for myself, the hard truth about myself is that if I am trying to date and I feel like it's not really going anywhere, instead of just letting the person go, I'll allow it to linger, but then I'll over invest myself into all of my other projects and things that I have going on so that I'm not as available to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just saying, hey, this isn't going to work. I wish you the best. It's almost like how I was before I healed has went out the door. And it's like, I need to find an in between where I'm not afraid to cut somebody off or maybe not block them, but I have to find that in between, that balance there. So Carly says, listen, find your person and create your own love. Very good advice right there. Very
And
good.
that's very good. That's definitely very good. Hate to play devil's advocate, but sometimes find out your own love is easier said than done.
That is challenging. Yes.
Listen, y'all needs, first of all, shout out to y'all in the comments because y'all out here dropping these gems, man.
They
Like
are.
I want to literally like try to address all of them. They're all just so good. It's so hard to pick. Um, Vic and I were also talking about this, about finding your person, creating your own love. And it goes back to hand in hand what Special just said. Social media ruined the game. nowadays people are not looking for the opportunity to truly get to know someone and build something of their own. They want to mimic what they see on social media. If it's not on social media, that ain't it. That's not what you want. But those people have problems. They just don't advertise it. And the only time that you see issues is when they disagree and they split. And then, of course, they do the toxic thing. They put all the business out there. But other than that, you think that it's a fairy tale, like, oh, they're living the dream. And it's like, no, people got issues too. So stop going to social media to figure out how to fix your relationship or how to even be a part of a relationship, and just deal with your person. Come on now.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. You gotta take old school. Social media don't need to know everything, because if social media knows everything, y'all definitely got a problem. And also, a lot of these couples y'all look at, y'all idolize, like Bree said, they got problems too. They're just not publicizing them because everything good right now. Wait until some major things happen,
Right.
Oh yeah.
Wait until it's called cheating, or wait until someone spends all the money on the bank account on a Chris Brown concert.
It happens. It certainly happens. That's the thing about like social media and the comparison, right? I think that's the thing that's really getting people. Just the visibility into other people's lives without understanding what's really under the hood, what's really in the closet. It's never as pretty as it seems. Like everything that we put on camera is glamorized, glorified, but it is not exactly real. It's not the reality.
Oh, yeah. You know how hard it was to find out if somebody was cheating back in the days?
Oh man.
You had to catch them in the act. Like, you wasn't going on Facebook, going in the DMs. Like, you literally had to pull
They
up.
weren't giving, and they didn't have cell phones and they weren't sharing locations with people. They were like, "Hey, share your location." No, why I need to share my location with you?
Right.
Right. You both had pagers and beepers.
Right. And pay phones.
Yeah, man.
That's when you're calling collect.
That's how you know you could have done anything. That's when you really could have done anything, Victor.
Yeah. So I wanted to go to Mr. Wilson's comment. He says, when I think of 90s love, I think of being unplugged and truly getting to know someone without the cheat code of social media.
Ooh.
Man, because you can plug. Oh gosh, am I going to give away this code? I think people already know about it. You can literally plug somebody's phone number into Cash App and find out who they are. You can, get their full name if it's registered with their full name. And that's all you need to do your research. So, I mean, that opens up doors to assumptions. That opens up doors to conversations that they may not want to have with you at that very moment, or things that now they have to explain and they're being judged. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
And I've heard some women have said, hey, they've ran background checks on men instead of the men they date as well. It's like if they see a red flag, then hey, they'll go for it. But I feel like that is being judgmental, because like you'll never know what someone's going through and what they've gone through, or the work to turn their life around. So
yeah. Okay, so we do have a question. I feel like my brother's trying to start something here. Why do women?
By the way, but go ahead.
Why do women call men toxic when we have standards?
Oh,
see what I mean?
It's probably because they're not used to men holding them accountable, and they're used to the men that will let them walk all over them, or they're probably used to the simps that will do anything to be with them and stuff, instead of dealing with a man who's like, hey, I'm a prize too, And I mean, what do y'all think? I see your faces, y'all.
Wait, I'm about to do you one even better. Here y'all go. This where you can find him.
Boy,
find him right there.
Bro, you said it all, didn't you? Nah, it's somewhat valid though. I mean, it was a lot of is a lot of standards that we didn't they didn't come about until past failures, right? There's certain things that I didn't ask for previously that I realized, I kind of need that now. You know what I'm saying? Or you see that, oh, that exists. Me being from a small town, I didn't see a whole lot of really good relationships. So it's the understanding that, oh, there is better out there, and it can be hard, right? Tell you what. So I have one relationship that didn't go so well. Me and this individual, we share a child now. But what I learned was that it wasn't fair. I think it wasn't fair of me to have the realizations that I had at the time that I had them, and she was not. It was not when she got a chance to hear those things. It sounded harsh. It was rough. You know what I'm saying? So I can see how someone wouldn't like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like it seems like I switched up, but really I grew, I evolved, and what I was asking for was now different than what I required previously.
Yeah. I'm definitely curious as to when are those standards applied, because I feel like if you go in free willy in it, and you just accepted any old thing and any old person, and then as you tend to grow with that person, now you want to I won't say now you want to set boundaries, but now you want to apply your standards. It's like, well, why not do that at the beginning, unless you're just now identifying your value and what you deserve and what you don't deserve. One thing that I always find as a tough pill to swallow is, when you look at the people that are in relationships. For example, you might have an attorney who's in a relationship with a stripper. Not saying that the stripper doesn't need love too, but then when that person does you wrong, now you want to be all up in arms and upset at a certain type of woman, but you kind of laid in that bed. Like, if anything, they probably showed you what they're about, what they want. They probably only want money. Not saying all strippers do, but they probably had certain things that they were looking for. And instead of paying attention to what they're telling you, you're selling yourself a dream, a fairy tale. You're the
Mm.
problem. Because if someone shows you who they are and you're just like, nope, I still want to be in a relationship, you can't be upset when it doesn't go right. So, okay, so he's giving us more new standards, basic stuff, work history, credit score. You and his credit score, sir. And how many children or baby daddies they have. I mean, anybody can have standards, honestly.
Mhm.
Certainly
You
no.
should
And
have
listen,
standards.
Carly's hilarious. Said, okay, Tyler Perry, because you was writing a movie right there, and I'm like, this is a nightmare. Like, like the lawyer and the stripper. No, God, don't
In
do that to
real
yourself.
life.
That,
Real
that
life.
does sound like a Tyler Perry movie, Tyler Perry intro. You know how this lawyer done become Captain Save-A-Ho, basically.
Man, yeah,
Yeah.
you trick yourself.
Um, I mean, so okay, we're gonna get ready to wrap this thing up. You guys, if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get a notification the next time we go live. We're going live every other Wednesday. Okay, so you do not want to miss the conversation. We would love to include you in if you want to come up and voice your 2 cents. We will, in the description, or maybe even in a separate video, let you know how you can come up and voice your 2 cents, because you're part of the show. Like, this isn't our show, this is your show just as much. So, with that being said, if you could share one let's be honest statement that you feel people need to be honest about, and I'll give you a minute to think of it. What would that statement be? And that also goes for you in the chat. What is one, let's be honest, situation or scenario that you feel people really just need to pull the band-aid off, and as a spade is a spade? What is it? Uh-oh.
You got this one?
All right. The one. Let's be honest. I'd have to go back to the title. Is you are the problem. It's like you are what you attract, and it's like if you feel like you getting tired of certain kind of people you're attracting, well, maybe you need to just take a step back and work on yourself so That way you can attract better people to be with. So that's my, let's be honest. Sometimes going back to the title of the show, you are the problem, and it's you are who you attract as well. Because I know I've had to do that my damn self. Like, look, I gotta step back. Like, why am I attracting all these people? What is in me? So, and I had to do some soul searching to figure that out. So, if I can do it, y'all can do it.
Mm. Okay. Okay. You
Uh,
got one, Jackson?
yeah, I think my let's be honest would be you're putting yourself or your standards on discount. To be honest, like I know that there's certain things that people will do or they'll give a discount if something else is higher, right? If this is a very attractive individual, then I'll lower the price because I really want to try to be with this very attractive individual, and just it will sells ourselves short when they come up short, right? We knew that there was a chance they didn't have the other things, the other pre-qualifiers, right? It's like we are the job, we're hiring, but this person seems like a great candidate. They look good on paper, but they background, their integrity, the things like that that we rushed past. We didn't even do the whole process for them. That's the things that I think we need to be honest about. Stop discounting the process and our standards.
Mm. Good
Mm.
one. Very, very good one. I'll put Carlicia's up and then I will go after her. So hers is, let's be honest. You knew who that person was. You just thought you could change them.
Ooh.
Girl, I need to put your at so they can come for you because that one right there is a tough pill to swallow. And it's true. They've shown you. They've shown you from the very beginning and you just glazed over it. And then when things go sour, it's like, oh, you're a narcissist. You're a gaslighter. You're a love bomber. You sure that's how they got you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Yep.
on. Okay. My let's be honest, I had to write it down, is let's be honest. Don't drown yourself trying to save others. Everybody can't go. And what I mean by that is sometimes we're not equipped mentally, emotionally, even spiritually to get ourselves out of a rut. But yet, you'll give your last energy trying to help somebody else out, only for them to turn around and keep doing the same thing that got them in a rut to begin with. Sometimes we have to focus on me. What is it that I need? Because if I'm not at a good space, how can I really help the next person other than pray for them? That's really it. Sometimes you got to give it up to God. So, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and bid you well or bid you farewell. But before we do, everyone's going to go around and let you know how you can reach out to them, how you can communicate with them, and anything that they have coming up, projects, shows, whatever. This is the chance. So, starting with our guest, Victor, sir, thank you again for joining us this evening. Hopefully, you'll get good DMs. We're gonna see. Definitely keep us posted. But yes, let the people know how can they reach out to you and what do you have coming up?
The people can reach out to me on Instagram at either Liquor Talk Podcast or my personal page, Real V Jones. Twitter is Real V, or X is Real V Jones, and Threads is Real V Jones. TikTok is Liquor Talk Podcast as well. Liquor Talk, we had a new episode come out today. Y'all go check that out. Bree's episode is gonna come out at the top of August, so be sure to check that out as well. We are
Yeah.
always pushing for 400 episodes, and if you want to be a guest, all you gotta do is just slide in the DMs and we can make it happen. And if you are located in Florida, let's make it happen, but we're gonna do it in person.
Oh, that's real good. Okay. And then Jackson, what about you?
Man, it is a whole lot easier for me. Yeah, that's the ad right there. O underscore that's Jackson. That's on TikTok, Instagram, wherever you are, I probably am. Uh, Dating coach. Also, fashion. I run a fashion page as well. But yeah, if you got any questions, any situations you want to just go over, feel free. Absolutely, reach out.
Yes, thank you, Jackson. And of course, you have myself. I am your girl, Simplee Bree. I appreciate each and every one of you for pulling up and kicking it with us, engaging with us. We appreciate all of you, your input, your laughter, your statements. We appreciate all of it. You can find me across social media at I am Simplee Bree, and my website is iamsimplybree.com. Catch me on Single and the Coach with Coach Tyena. She is in the chat, and find out more about how to date in real life. So she has something up her sleeve. I'm gonna let her tell you guys when we go ahead and air our next episode. So you don't want to miss it. Definitely follow the He Said What Network. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And let us know what was your favorite part of the show, because I'm sure you guys have some. Once again, I want to say, hey, shout outs, thank yous to everyone that was in the chat. And until next time, we will see you guys later. Bye.
Peace.
Mhm.